It's your girl, the Grown Woman Gamer, and I'm coming back to talk about LeVar Ball. Here we go again. LeVar, will you ever learn, bro? Seriously, your mouth has gotten your son into more trouble than I have ever seen a parent impact their child in professional sports. You might be the worst soccer parent in sports history. So LeVar Ball, again, opened up his mouth and he called Luke Walton the worst coach his son has ever had. Now, this is not the first time that LeVar has gone at Luke Walton. He is not happy, I guess, with his son's development. Maybe he's not happy with some of the choices that they're making. And I think there is definitely some validity to what he's saying. Luke Walton doesn't seem to have control of this team. And given the climate on that team, I'm just guessing it's not the happiest locker room in the world right now with all these trade talks around Anthony Davis and some of the drama that's going on that team. But still, you know, these young guys have never been in this situation before. And at the end of the day, it is the coach's responsibility to deal with that issue. We just saw them get blown out last night by Indiana, which was horrific. We saw LeBron James sitting away from his teammates on the bench. A lot of people would argue that it's the coach's responsibility to kind of bring people together, to help people to focus on the game and not allow the outside, rumblings and rumors and even some of the stuff that's going on in the front office impact what's going on in the court. But it would be damn near impossible for me to play at my highest level when I know that my future is uncertain. So I'm just looking at this, and again, LeVar, he clearly had some type of understanding at the beginning of this season with LeBron joining the Lakers that he needed to keep his mouth shut. And he's been doing a decent job of that up until now. Now when he can see the writing on the wall that they are looking to get rid of his son, he is trying to influence decision making. He's sending signals to other teams that Lonzo is not going to be happy unless he's in Phoenix of all places. And you might think that that's random, but I don't. He's claiming that he wants Lonzo to go to Phoenix because Phoenix doesn't have a strong point guard. But the real reason is that Phoenix is very close to California. And he's very controlling, or for whatever reason, he wants his son to be close to home. And it's a hell of a lot easier to travel back and forth between California and Arizona than it is to travel between California and New Orleans, especially given his mother's health concerns, etc. And one thing we can say for LeVar, just in what I have seen, is that he has really taken responsibility for helping his wife recover from her stroke and recover from the various medical issues that she's facing. So respect for that. Plus he's got this other son, two other sons, but really the youngest son, he looks to have a promising career in basketball as well. And he's probably trying to manage that on top of manage the middle son, who is kind of in this basketball purgatory. And then Lonzo, of course, who's playing for the Lakers now, who's nursing an injury, and who's probably looking at having to relocate to some other city. So, yeah, Lonzo, you need to tell your dad to hush up. You gotta step to your father, just tell him to be quiet, because you're an amazing point guard. I think you have great potential. A lot of people have this feeling that because Lonzo does not have a good shot, that he's not as good as people kind of portrayed him to be when he originally came in the league. But the truth is that if you really look at some of the best basketball players to ever play the game, a lot of them didn't have a shot coming in. The difference between him and some of those other players is the position that they had and how dominant they were, and how aggressive they were going to the basket. I think about somebody like LeBron James, for example. When he originally came into the league right out of high school, his jump shot was not great. He did have an amazing ability to finish at the basket. His level of athleticism was very high, and he had that dominant thing that allowed teams that he's on to win games. And he still has that, and that has really matured in him. Or even somebody like Ben Simmons, who can't shoot, but he's an offensive threat because of how well he can pass, his physicality, his height, and that he can finish at the rim. For Lonzo, in some cases, to be standing underneath the basket with a wide open layup, and for him not to just dunk it or shoot a nice clean layup, that's unacceptable in the NBA, and they don't really have time for that. And something I didn't think about, but I was talking to a friend, I was thinking, why would they trade all these people? They've got like all these great young players, Ingram, Kuzma, even Zubac, definitely Lonzo, Josh Hart, because LeBron does not really have that long left. He knows it. The writing's on the wall. He's got like 2 to 4 more good years where he can really dominate the game and maybe win a few championships. He wants to make his bet in LA because LA is a great place to end your career, a great market to play in. And also, LA is where the entertainment industry is. So that works for him. But looking around after giving it a half a season, they know that as long as a Golden State is in the position that they're in with the players that they have, he is not going to be able to do what he did on, the East Coast or in the East. He has to get a second, maybe even a third dominant marquee player that will help to push him over the top. And that player needs to be younger than him to have less, tread on the tire, so to speak. And they're identifying Anthony Davis as that player. For me, personally, I would not put as much stock into Anthony Davis. And the reason why is because Anthony Davis had Boogie Cousins, he had Drew Holiday, he had Elfrid Payton, he had a decent supporting cast. The kind of supporting cast that if you put a Kevin Durant in that situation, or even a Stephen Curry in that situation, or a LeBron James in that situation, or Kyrie Irving in that situation, they would have gone a lot further than Anthony Davis was able to take them. It's clear to me, just in observing Anthony Davis, watching him play, he's not that leader type player that is going to get everybody around him to come together and fight, go to battle, and get you playoff berths, championship opportunities. He needs somebody else to do that. They had Rondo. Rondo in his heyday could physically and mentally get you there. Rondo is at a point in his career where mentally he can get you there, but physically he can't because he's just an older player. His best times are probably behind him. Not to say that he's not great, but he's an older player, and he's looking at the end of his career right now, or at least the end of that time in his career when he can play at his best or play at his physical best. So I would rather the Lakers target a player like Kyrie Irving, like Kawhi Leonard. Even I would rather give up everything for Giannis Antetokounmpo, because these players to me have that thing that I see in a lot of championship caliber players that is beyond the physical. It's more about the, that mental thing that they have where they just hate to lose and they'll do whatever it takes and they're going to be clutch and they're going to get you a 3-pointer that takes you over the edge where you're going to win the game and just break the other team's heart. Anthony Davis is not that. He, to me, is like the greatest utility basketball player ever. He's going to get you your rebounds. He's going to play defense. He is going to score. He can shoot. He can pass. But when there is 2 minutes left on the game and you're down by 10 and you're looking around on your bench for the player who is going to take you to the promised land, that's not Anthony Davis for me. But anyway, that's my opinion. I would love to again hear anyone's thoughts. Feel free to comment in the comment section. If you disagree with me, great. If you agree with me, great. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.